The economic empowerment of women within the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development Countries is one of the most remarkable revolutions of the past 10 years. For example, the fact that 82.5% of women entered the job market over the last decade in the UK highlights the prevalence of women's rising power in the labour force, which in turn reflects the idea of women's liberation. The essence of this documentary is to discover women's attitudes towards their own rising power and the young generation in terms of various occupational tendencies. These include investment bank analysts, video game developers, fashion editors, and so forth. These women pursue similar dreams, but have different final targets and motivations or initiatives.
After I graduated from Sussex, I graduated in a degree of computer systems engineering. So I headed back to Jordan, and for the longest time I worked in government. I was working with the National E-Government Program. But from there on, I just saw an opportunity with a business partner of mine to start this game company. And it's very much based on interest. The company has grown. It's about 9 years old now, going on 10, so it's been a while. But one of the things that's happened is that the game industry has shifted. It's very much a digital distribution industry now. But now we're moving into London and we're targeting more of a global audience through the digital distribution channels that are available. The way we actually structure the company is we're very much about storytelling. To date, we've released about 20-odd titles. And we're up actually for an award this week, so fingers crossed.
This passion for creative me to explore fashion design at Marangoni, and I wanted to bring a new light in the world of fashion. I plan on working in this field until I find something I might specialize in later. Men and women are born with the same intelligence, but education and the societal outlook had for generations kept women a few feet behind in the race. Societal outlook, women's attitudes themselves are most important in women being independent, powered with the tool of education. Few women are earning respect in the workplace today, but just as creative as men, maybe a little more. Hard work and creativity speak for itself.
I worked as a business analyst in a financial software company, and then after 3 years I moved to an investment company, working the same as a business analyst, basically looking at the systems. Of course, it's a permanent job, so I did sign a contract, and then I wished to build a career on this to become a senior business analyst.
My job title at the moment is technical analyst for the cash equity trading. For me, the most important thing is to have more experience and trainings.
I have no plans whatsoever of stopping work. That's not even on the radar, no way.
We are not only live for ourselves, we live for our family, our friends.
As women, it's not only the career that we have to take care of, it's also the family, it's the kids, the children that really, take a big part in our life. So, of course, after marriage, I still continue my job. But when you have kids, then probably it will take time off. But I will definitely continue working.
Although women outpace men when it comes to obtaining degrees and graduating, men are more likely to pursue higher positions and high-paid jobs than women. According to the IMF data, women's average earnings are £35,296 per annum after their first year post-graduation, while men make an average of £42,918. The full-time gender pay gap is 10%, and the average part-time pay gap is 34.5%. Jordan is one of the few countries that has a decreasing gender gap as compared to Italy, China, UK, and the USA.
I wouldn't say rising power because that sounds a bit arrogant, but there is a movement for women in technology, and I think that I'm definitely part of that. When I went to Sussex here 10 years ago, we were about 10% of the student population if you count the females in engineering. And that was a very, very, very low number. I'm not entirely sure if those numbers have actually improved, but at least in the business scene, we're seeing more of the women taking leadership roles in technology.
In my previous company, there are about 30 people, and there are only 2 or 3, generally speaking, so that's a really low ratio. But the new job I started just now is in a reinvestment company. So I was thinking that would be less women, less girls, but I think there are 1/3 out of 200 people are girls or women. So I think, yeah, it's getting better. I think women is more dominant.
I will consider myself as part of the rising of women power because I actually study chemical engineering at Imperial College. So engineering is such a major that more males tend to do. So at the university, well, 30% of all the students in the classroom. And then when I joined Deutsche Bank as a technical analyst, I will be the minority again. So at the moment, it's 20 to 30% of us.
You make your own decisions, you carve out your own future. And I think especially when you're exposed to different societies that are vastly different. You know, one half of me is English, that's very modernized and very westernized, but the other half is Jordanian, where you know, you're kind of raised to expect the man to take care of you. And I think that shift is very important. And I'm seeing this among my friends as well. Financial independence is key.
I think I'm being treated equally as men in the workplace. I think men still being treated better, probably 55%, you know, 5% more than the women.
As more women enter the workforce, they will impact society on the global scale.
Faster growth is likely as women exploit their economic power. Companies led by women employ more people than the largest 500 companies combined. Many talented women are already hopping off the corporate treadmill to form companies that better suit their needs. In the past decade, the number of privately owned companies started by women in America has increased twice as much as the number owned by men. Although gender equality is still a far-reaching goal to achieve, it is still essential for a woman to figure out when to sacrifice or quit her job and find the right balance between corporate and domestic life in order to accomplish pluralistic goals.